Camp cauls. I've said it enough times that I feel like it's the thing where you call clamps. Like, here, clamp, clamp, clamp. What's up, guys? I'm Jody. This is Inspire Woodcraft. Today I want to talk about camp cauls. Now, this is a really simple thing that we all use from time to time. I use them, you know, so it depends. But camp caul, it's even hard to say. Camp caul. I'll get it. Clamp cauls. So you have your top caul and your bottom caul. It clamps down, and that helps keep your boards aligned. Sometimes when you're gluing up a panel, say for a door, a cutting board, something like that, you'll get your panels start to shift a little bit. All cauls are meant to do is just keep everything on the same plane. Normally, you want everything to be flat and square and true to each other to avoid any unnecessary issues and to get you the best glue coverage and the best flattest possible glue up. But things happen, and you can beat it to death with a hammer, and you know, we all know all the tricks. But camp cauls are really easy to have laying around so that it's just like a helping hand. Now, my setup used to be these offcuts. Never quite worked. They were different heights, different measurements, and it was always a pain to mismatch them. And when all was said and done, I would a lot of times end up with a warped panel due to the fact that the boards weren't laying on a flat, true surface anymore. So I had this piece of poplar sitting in the offcut bin that I could just get the right amount of material out of. Now, your measurements might be different depending on what you need, but for me, I cut these at 25 inches. I went ahead and ran them through the joiner, one face and then one edge, and that would give me a nice true square edge to reference from so that I could send them through the planer and then eventually onto the table saw. And at the table saw, I would cut them down to 1.5 inches. Now, that is the measurement that works for me. Again, you could make these cauls of any size. You could make them 8 feet long and 6 inches tall if you wanted, but this is just what works for me. Once I had them all cut to size, I went through and I found the center of the thickness, and I ran a line all the way down. It's really hard to explain. Obviously, you can see here on the video what I mean. And once I had that one line marked out on all of them, I would go through and I would find the center point to the length of them and make a reference mark. Now, I'm using a center scale ruler from Woodpeckers, and this thing saves me a lot of time in the shop. For layouts and whatnot. You don't have to use something quite this nice. You can just measure over with the tape measure or ruler. That's what I used to do. This just saves me a lot of time. I'm making marks at 4.5, 6.5, 8.5, and 10.5 inches. Now, again, that could be different for you depending on what you need. For me, a lot of the glue ups that I do fall within these certain measurements. Then I could just use my square and transfer the marks to each one of those intersecting areas. So now at each one of those intersections, I could drill all the way through with a 5/16 inch brad point drill bit. I have a block of wood just underneath to try and prevent any kind of blowout or tear out that happens when the drill bit comes through the bottom side. Now, to get rid of the unwanted pencil marks and any burrs or debris that's left over, I'd run them through the joiner one more time. I didn't want to sand in this spot because if I was to sand that edge, I run the risk of making that flat face unflat. And by sanding, even by hand, you can cause little divots. So after that, I just went through and I would sand the faces and ease all the edges so that they're a little bit more friendly to use. So to assemble, we're gonna need 2 1/4-20 by 6 inch long all thread, 4 T-nuts for one side, 2 knobs, 4 T-nuts for the other side, and of course 2 cauls. Then to put them together, it looks something like this. So you're gonna wanna push that T-nut in there a little bit, start the threaded rod with the knob on it. And once you get the knob fastened all the way down, you just want the all thread to poke through that T-nut a little bit, then you can use the knob to actually clamp down. And as you can see, eventually that T-nut will get sucked up into the wood. I know I'm gonna get a couple of comments on here as far as, oh, you should hammer them in, or oh, you shouldn't do that because it'll damage the threads. And to all that, I say, I use the threads to suck the T-nut up into the wood. I find that it distributes a little more even pressure, and with the hammer, the vibrations that come back through that make not only the T-nut want to bounce back out a lot of times, but it'll also make it easier for the T-nut to split the wood as the teeth dig in there. With using a bolt or all thread to actually suck it in there, you're using a more controlled rate of speed, and it's actually just easing its way in there as opposed to forcing it, which will split the grain out, and then the T-nut can fall out and it won't last as long. It's my experience. You can do as you see fit. I'd also like to mention that wearing gloves while clamping all these down is probably a good idea, as I now have blisters on my hands from clamping all these down. Now, as far as using it goes, it's super simple, because once those T-nuts are seated, all you have to do is simply slide it over there and then just turn the knobs to clamp it down. As far as the one in the middle, yes, you still have to slide a caul underneath the board. Then after that, you can just run your all thread down, throw your knob on there, and just tighten it up like it was before. Now, what's cool about using these with the 6-inch all thread, I can actually adjust this. So if I have thinner panel glue ups that I need to do, I'm good. If I have thicker panel glue ups I need to do, I'm good. And because these were inexpensive to make, I could have a few different sizes down the road if I see that maybe that's something I need. And then of course, since you have adjustability, you can actually do this for narrower panel glue ups as well, as you see here. I think this is super awesome. I just used this today after I made it. This panel glue up is actually for a kitchen cupboard door. This is one of 2 doors, and the first one I glued up more like you saw in the beginning of the video. It ended up being a mess. The door's a little bit warped. It's possible I'm losing money on this job now because I have to go buy new material and start all over again. It's totally my fault. I should have known better. And there's ways to get around that. You can block up your clamping station so that you can get your clamps under there. That's probably a smart thing to do. But to me, having something shop made ready on a shelf, to me it just makes sense. If you saw my circle cutting jig video, circle cutting for the bandsaw, I use that jig not every day, but maybe even once a week, once every 2 weeks. I mean, who really needs to cut that many circles? But when I need it, it's there. It lives on the back of the bandsaw. I grab it, I set it, I cut a circle. I've never cut circles so quickly and efficiently as I can now. And I think having something like this will definitely help me in the long run when I need to do a quick glue up. So as far as glue sticking to the wood, there's a few different things you can do. I've heard of people waxing in here. That's probably a great idea. I don't know that I trust it as much, and I don't want to do the maintenance to keep up on the wax. What I normally do, I put this on my bigger clamps when I do glue ups, and I'll put it on any surface I don't want glues. I actually put packing tape, and I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but I have packing tape on here. The glue won't go through it, obviously, and then you can just pull the tape off, throw it away, put new tape on when you need it. Anyway, clamping cauls. I don't think there's anything much more to say about clamping cauls, other than the fact that I don't want to say clamping cauls anymore because I've said clamping cauls. See, there I go again. Anyway, thanks for watching this video, and until the next one, I will see you guys in the next video.